Alicia, and in this week's live lesson, we are going to talk about how to use by, to, and for. This will be a preposition review lesson. So I hope that everybody has a chance to practice these very important but very small words. I'm going to focus in this lesson on a few uses, 2 to 3 uses of each preposition. And I hope that you can send your example sentences live in the chat. I will try to check them out. As you join, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super awesome. While we wait for everyone to join us live, as always, a few quick announcements. The first one is about this banner at the bottom of the screen. There are free PDF cheat sheets available for you from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. There are lots and lots of topics. Check it out. You can find topics about talking online, so vocabulary and conversation expressions for use online or in text messages. You can check this one out, may be pretty useful. For the store, visiting the supermarket. So there are lots and lots of different vocabulary topics. Our team made a bunch of these, so check these out from the link below or above the video if you would like to download them. To download them, you need your name and an email address, and then you can choose everything you like. So check that out. Also, announcement number 2 is if you have questions for me, please send them to me for the weekly Q&A series, which I think will be starting this week or next week again on the YouTube channel. This is the Ask Alicia series where you can send me your questions and I will perhaps answer them. I will 100% read your questions. So if you have questions about vocabulary, culture, grammar, whatever, send them to me for this series and I will read it and maybe answer it. The submission link is at englishclass101.com/ask-Alicia. There is also a link in the YouTube description for this, so check it out there. Okay? Oh yeah, if you want to find me on social media, this is the account for Twitter and Instagram. Phew, okay, it looks like everything is okay. I see Facebook and YouTube are okay. Great. So, welcome everybody on YouTube. Tran Giao, hi. And Jose from from Ecuador. Kaba Singuzi Jacqueline, hello there. Siriporn, hello. Welcome everybody. And on Facebook, hi Facebook. Bughair, hello, good evening. Rostang, hi. Sadi, hi. Welcome everybody. Okay, everything is okay. So, let's look at today's lesson boards then. We are going to talk about 3 prepositions. This is our focus. I'm going to talk about by to begin. In the middle, we'll talk about to. And lastly, we'll talk about for. So I hope this lesson gives you a chance to review these small words, but I also want to talk about a couple common mistakes I see with these words. Okay, so let's get started. Everything's good. I'm going to share the video. Please make sure you like and share it. I'm going to share the video. Okay, done. Good. I've shared it. So let's get started. Let's talk about by then. All right, so the first preposition for today is the preposition by. We're going to talk about 2 main uses in this lesson. So first, let's review by, which means next to or near. So this use of by means the position of something, right? So let's look at some example sentences. You can send your examples in the chat. I will try to check. There are lots of comments. So my coffee is by my computer. My coffee is by my computer. So this by just means next to it or near it, somewhere close to my computer. So my coffee is by my computer. Or her house is by the school. So again, this means her house is near or close to or next to. So by is kind of an open preposition. It's not a specific place, like directly next to, but kind of somewhere near. Okay? One more. Our bags are by the door. Our bags are by the door. So again, this means someplace near the door. Okay? In each sentence, we have by before our second noun phrase. So we have noun 1, my coffee, or her house, or our bags. And then we have the position. So position is shown with by. And then we have the second thing, the second noun. So the door, the school, the computer. Yeah? So we can use by to communicate this feeling of close to. Okay? Some people are sending examples. The cat is by my side. Good. The TV is by my closet. Nice one, Santiago on YouTube. Okay, I don't see questions or examples on Facebook yet. Do your best, Facebook. Okay, let's go to the next part then. So, by. Oh, one more. Nayeli Jacqueline says, my notebook is by, not by to me, but by me and my computer. So we don't put by and to together, yeah? By me and my computer. Okay, so this is our first use of by for next to and near or close to, okay? Great. So now let's talk about the second point. This is maybe the part I want to focus on, this use of by. So this is by to mark an endpoint or a deadline. Yeah? So first, let's look at some example sentences. Please call me by 5 p.m. Please call me by 5 p.m. So this by is before 5 p.m. and we have a request. Please call me, right? The simple request, yeah? So by here marks a deadline, so the finish point, yeah? So that means please do this action, please call me up until. So that means all the time before 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. is the last time at which you can call me. After 5 p.m., nope, no good. So we use by to mark deadlines, okay? Then another example, submit your homework by 10 a.m. Submit your homework by 10 a.m. So again, by is before, in this case, the time, the deadline point. Here is the action. So submit your homework. Submit means to turn in your homework, like to give your homework to your teacher, yeah? This is submit. Submit your homework by 10 a.m. So we use by to mark those deadlines, okay? All right, I'm looking for your examples. Anna Mook says, can we say by foot? I know on foot is the correct form. Yeah, we don't say by foot, no. I sometimes see people say by walking as well. That's not right either. We don't say 10 minutes by walking. Please use on foot to use by in that way. Okay. I'm looking for your examples. Okay, Cesar on Facebook says, I'll probably eat fried fish by this evening. Okay, are you fishing today? Great, all right. Jonatha says, what is deadline? A deadline, yeah, so deadline here, this is a noun. A deadline is the final time you can submit something or apply to something. So the last chance to do an action or to participate in something. That's a deadline. So for example, if I say, send me your homework by 10 a.m., 10 a.m. is your deadline. After 10 a.m., no good. I'm not going to accept it. Yeah? 10 a.m. marks the end point for an action. That's called a deadline for something. Okay, let's continue on to the other examples. Some good ones are coming in. Please email me by 8 p.m. Great. How do we differentiate it with beside? Oh, her house is beside the school, or our bags are beside the store. Beside sounds much more formal. Yeah, we don't use beside so much in everyday conversation. By is shorter and a little more casual, easier to say. So we use by in these sentences. Okay, I'm looking for your examples. Early Bird on Facebook says, my application must be applied by the end of November. Very close. My application must be submitted. To submit an application, that's the verb. Then by the end of November is perfect. Okay, let's go to the next example sentence. We'll probably finish the report by this afternoon. We'll probably finish this report by this afternoon. So in this sentence, the speaker or the writer is making a guess, right? Here's we'll. We will probably, right? So they think, I'm pretty sure we'll probably finish the report by this afternoon. So in this case, the sentence uses by, yes, but this afternoon marks the end point. The speaker is guessing the end point of the report, yeah? So you can use a pattern like this if you're working now. You're writing a report now, you're making something now, and you need to give someone a guess, like your boss or your teacher says, when are you going to finish the report? You can say, we'll or I'll probably finish the report by this afternoon. So this by shows the end point for your action. Okay, cool. Some other examples are coming in. No Shino says, I will arrive at the station by 3 p.m. Good. ASD says, I forgot my phone by the laptop. Good, so that's this use here. Gonzalez says, I'll be there by 10 p.m. Chris wrote a question, will he be there by 10 p.m.? Good, good, good. Okay, fantastic. Nice examples, everybody. Okay, let's go to the last point for by. I want to talk about this expression, by the time, by the time. This is a very useful expression. We use this to talk about the future points. We use this a lot with future perfect tense. So maybe for more intermediate and advanced learners, you feel comfortable using perfect tense, yeah? So let's look at some examples and talk about some interesting grammar here. So first, by the time I graduate college, I will have studied for 16 years. By the time I graduate college, I will have studied for 16 years. So this by the time is used to talk about a point in the future, right? We're talking about some future point, a future endpoint, yeah? In this case, in this example sentence, by the time I graduate college. So here, this is my future point, yeah? Then we have this, I will have studied for 16 years. So this is a future perfect tense construction, yeah? I will have studied for 16 years. This means by this time, my college graduation time, my total time studying, all this time in the past, is 16 years, or it will be 16 years. We use future perfect tense because we are talking about a time period that has not finished yet. It's going to finish in the future, yeah? I will have studied for 16 years. So this is a little more advanced grammar point. Let's look at one more example and then we'll continue to part 2. Okay, here's one more example. The sentence pattern is flipped. So here's the future perfect tense part. We will have spent $3,000 on our home remodel by the time it's finished. We will have spent $3,000 on our home remodel by the time it's finished. So home remodel means you fix your home, you change your home, change the design of your home, yeah? So here's by the time, yeah? And we have by the time it's finished. So this it's finished means the home remodel, yeah? So by the time the home remodel is finished, in all the time before that, we will have spent $3,000. That means that's the total cost of the project. So we use by the time in patterns like these. Lastly, interesting grammar point. This part here, by the time I graduate college. Right here, you see I graduate. We use a simple present tense grammar structure here. By the time I graduate, or by the time it's finished, yeah? So by the time it is finished in this case. So we don't need to use like past tense here, like by the time I graduated college or by the time I graduating. We need to use these patterns like these, yeah? So again, a little more advanced grammar point, but this by the time is super useful we're talking about future plans. Okay? All right. Let's see. Some examples. By the time I graduate from college. Okay, some of you are using this by the time. Yeah, okay. Finished, Chriselle says, why is finished in past form? This finished, it is finished. Something is finished. That's an adjective form by the time it is finished. Yeah? We can use different parts of speech here. Okay. By the time would mean at the same time. Yes, that's what it's saying. So you can imagine this by the time here is like saying at this point, when these two things will be true. I will graduate college and I will have studied for 16 years at that point in time. Okay? So I hope that this is helpful. I think I have a video about this. Maybe I don't. I will make a video about this topic so that we can talk about it. I will check and see if there's a video and put a link in the description if I can find it. Sometimes I forget. So this is by the time. Okay? All right, let's go to a quick break. Whew, that was a lot about by, and we'll go to part 2. Whoosh. Okay. If you missed it earlier, there are free PDF cheat sheets from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You can find many different topics. This is a shopping topic. Questions to use in stores, vocabulary words to use when you're shopping. Here is a business English one. On the back, you will find phrases for a business meeting. So check these out. You can download all of them and practice with them. You can put them on your phone. You can put them on your computer, print them out like I did here, whatever you like. So check these out. You need your name and an email address. You can find the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. Okay? All right. Let's go to part 2. Part 2. Okay? So if you haven't, please make sure to hit the like button and share this video so other people can find today's lesson. That would be super cool. Okay. Let's go to 2. Let's go to 2, okay? I'm looking for your questions. Some other examples are coming in. Looks good. Okay. I'm going to move on to part 2 because time is going quickly. Let's talk about to. So in this section, I want to focus on 2 uses of to, and then we'll do a short review of a really quick one. So let's talk about using the preposition to for a destination or a goal, okay? So let's look at this first example sentence. I'm going to school now. I'm going to school now. So to is before the destination or the goal, the place that we are moving in the direction of. So school is our destination. We use to before that, yeah? I'm going to school. Next example, let's go to the office. Let's go to the office. So to is before the office, the destination here. Let's go to the office. Or you could say, let's go to my office, for example. One more, they went to Spain last summer. They went to Spain last summer. Okay, so here we have a past tense example sentence. All right. So we use to mark our destination, our location. But here in red, this is one key point I want to talk about. I see a mistake here a lot. Mistake number 1, many learners forget to. They forget to completely. They say, I'm going school now, or let's go the office. So please don't forget this tiny little word. Don't forget to put this before your destination. That's point 1. Mistake number 2, I sometimes see, is about this. This note says use to before a specific location. Specific location. For example, Spain, the office, school. These are specific places. Sometimes I see learners write, I want to go to there, or let's go to there. We do not use to before there, because there is not a specific place, right? So please use to before the specific location. Okay. All right. Some of you are sending example sentences about the second use of to. That's okay. I'll come to your examples later. All right. So let's talk about one more here. This sentence uses a person as kind of the goal or the destination. So with this use of to, we use this when we are giving and receiving things, like sending and receiving things. For example, please give these documents to her. Please give these documents to her. So in this case, her, it's like a female person is the destination, right? Please give these documents to her. So we use this to before the person receiving the documents. So if it's helpful, you can think of a person as the destination or the goal. Okay? All right, some examples are coming in. Cynthia Ruiz says, I went to my brother's house in New Zealand 2 years ago. Very nice, very nice, okay. All right, other people are sending correct sentences for point number 2. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Al-Tariq says, I have been to Bolivia. Very nice, very nice. Anna says, I need to go to the park. Very nice. Okay, great. That looks good. So let's continue to part 2. So use to of to is to talk about a purpose or a reason. A purpose or a reason. We do this with to plus a verb. So the base form or the infinitive form of a verb. Yeah? So we express the reason for doing something or the purpose for doing something. Okay? So let's look at some examples, some really simple examples. I came to buy milk. So at the supermarket, yeah? I came to buy milk. Here is to. Here is my base verb, yeah? My verb, the base form. I came to buy milk. So this sentence expresses the purpose. It expresses the reason. So why did you come to the supermarket? Why did you come to the store? I came to buy milk. So this grammar expresses purpose. Okay? Another example. She needs money to start her business. She needs money to start her business. In this sentence, we see to before start. So start is my verb in the base form, yeah? Infinitive verb. She needs money. Why? To start her business. So again, this is the reason she needs money. She needs money for this purpose is another way to understand the sentence. Sa Kya Soe Moe, I hope I said your name right, on Facebook says, I need to get money from the bank. Good. Cesar says, I came to buy fish at the market. Perfect. Okay. Jack Jaime says, I came to buy an iPhone. Very nice. An iPhone. Yeah. Don't forget your article there. Victor says, I need a drum to make music. Good. Okay. Vishwajit says, I wanted to give an example. Good. Artland says, I'm going to subscribe. Oh, and message retracted. Okay. That was funny. Okay, great. Let's look at one more example. One more really helpful example. We'd like to make a reservation. We'd like to make a reservation. So we are expressing our reason or our purpose here. So what do we want to do? What would we like to do? We'd like, we would like, yeah, contracted. We would like to make a reservation. That's the purpose of our phone call or our visit, okay? So we use to with a verb, the base form. This part is important. We are going to compare this to for in part 3, okay? Last part here, very quickly, a super quick reminder. We use to when we express distance and time, so how far it is from one location to another. For example, it's 10 miles to the next town. It's 10 miles to the next town. That means from here until I reach the next town, but we don't say that. It's 10 miles. Or for time, it's 30 minutes to 10. So you can think of it as like saying, after this distance or after this time, I will reach my next destination, or it will be the next hour. Okay? So this is a really quick point I wanted to talk about. I want to focus, I want you to remember this part here for part 3 though. All right? Okay, let's go to part 3 after a super quick break because this lesson is taking time, as always. I like to talk about all the detailed points. So if you haven't checked it out yet, please make sure to check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. There are free PDFs for you to download and practice with to improve your vocabulary. I have so many here, I can't choose which one. There are many different topics. So take a look and see which one is interesting for you. You need your name and an email address. Check the link, and there is a 1, 2, 3, 4 step process you can follow to download everything. Okay? Let's go to part 3 because time, oh my gosh, time has gone so quickly today. So let's go to part 3. Let's talk about for. Okay, so for, the preposition for, let's talk about this. A review, present perfect tense. We've practiced a lot recently. We use for with time periods in present perfect tense, or just, not even just present perfect, but in perfect tense structures. For example, I've worked here for 5 years. I've worked here for 5 years. Note the plural form, 5 years, yeah? And we have this perfect tense structure. I have worked here for 5 years. So for comes before the length of time, or the time period. Okay? Then, she has lived there for 6 months. She has lived there for 6 months. Again, don't forget this S. So for comes before the time period. All right? Finally, we've been studying for 2 hours. We've been studying for 2 hours. So we use this for to show these time periods, durations. Okay? So, quick review of this use of for. Let's go to the focus point for this preposition here. So, I want to practice this part with our remaining time, with the time we have left. For, used for purpose or for function. So we do this with an ing verb, okay? So we just practiced using to with the base verb, right? No change to the verb. Here we use for to mark purpose or to mark the function of something. So why do we use that thing? But we use for with the ing form, okay? So let's practice this. First sentence. Part of the restaurant kitchen is just for preparing ingredients. Part of the restaurant kitchen is just for preparing ingredients. So here is for. Here is the verb prepare. Prepare in the ing form, yeah? Part of the restaurant kitchen is just for preparing ingredients. So this sentence expresses part of the restaurant kitchen, the purpose or the function of part of the restaurant kitchen is just, so only, for preparing ingredients. Okay? So we use this for preparing. So not for prepare. That's a very common mistake I see. So not is just for prepare, but for preparing. Yeah? So make sure to use this ing verb form here. Okay, great. Let's continue. I'm gonna look for your example sentences. Okay. Altariq says the school park is just for hanging out. Good. So make sure hanging is with an A, yeah, not a U, yeah, and then it's perfect. Okay. Let's continue to the next example sentence. My camera is for taking professional photos and videos. My camera is for taking professional photos and videos. Okay? So in this sentence, we see the purpose of my camera, right? So we have for and taking here. This expresses the purpose. So the purpose is taking professional photos and videos. My camera is for taking professional photos and videos. Okay. Juan Carlos says, part of my books are for studying English. I would say some of my books are for studying English. Yeah? Some of my books are for studying English. Part of my books might be confusing. It sounds like parts inside your books. I think you want to say some of my books are for studying English, like the topics of some books. Yeah? Okay. Let's see. Vishwajit says, is for in case of time period always used for past events? Can we say I'm going to study for 3 hours? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You can use that. We use it a lot in these perfect tense structures, though. But yes, you can use it for future situations, as in your example sentence. Great. Okay. Philok St. Cloudy says, can't I also use to instead of for? Yes, actually, there are many situations we can choose between for or to express the purpose. Absolutely, 100%. But just make sure you match the verb, yeah? For is used with an ing verb. To is used with the base form of the verb. And there are some cases where the verb, you need to use one or the other, this ing form or the to form. I'm not going to talk about that today. If you want more about this, I suggest Googling gerund and infinitive differences. There are many, many detailed points about this topic. But the short answer is yes, in many cases, you can use for or to. Just remember the different grammar pattern. Okay, phew, I'm late. Let's go to the last points. Her office is used for meeting clients. Her office is used for meeting clients. So again, we see a purpose here. So the purpose of her office is meeting clients. Her office is used for meeting clients. Okay? So when you use this for to show purpose, don't forget this ing form, not for meet. Okay? That's a common mistake I see. Phew. All right, let's go to the last point for today's lesson. For to express a reason or purpose with a noun. Okay, so this grammar is different from the to grammar we talked about. We don't use to with nouns. We need to use for with nouns. Let's look at some examples and then we'll be finished for today. Lots of stuff. Okay, I came to this city for the beautiful views. I came to this city for the beautiful views. So here's my noun, yeah? It's a plural noun, beautiful views, so that means beautiful scenery, right? I came to this city for the beautiful views. So we express a reason. In this case, the reason to travel to the city, okay? Then, next example, quickly, let's go out for lunch. Let's go out for lunch. You can, of course, say dinner or breakfast, whatever. Let's go out for lunch. Lunch is a noun, yeah? So we use for. So not let's go out to lunch. Oh, sorry, that's a bad example. That's kind of a set phrase. We can say let's go out to lunch. Yes, we can say that one. That's like a set phrase. But we typically use for in these expressions. Let's go out for some noun phrase, for a coffee. For a coffee, for example. That's a good one. We can't say let's go out to coffee as a noun. Okay. All right, one more example. Do you want to go for a drink? Do you want to go for a drink? So here, a drink is a noun, yeah? We need to use for here. So not do you want to go to a drink? Nope. Do you want to go to a drink? Sounds like the drink is the destination. Do you want to go to a drink? Doesn't make sense. Cannot use to. Please use for here, yeah? Okay? So, do you want to go for a drink? The purpose is a drink. Okay? So, don't forget when you use nouns for reasons or purpose or motivation, you need to use for there. Okay, I have to finish. I'm super late. Oh my gosh. sorry, live stream team. Okay, I have to finish there for today's lesson, so I will show you today's lesson boards one more time if you want to take a screenshot. Ba-dum, here we go. So we talked about by, to, and for in today's lesson. We talked about a lot of points. Thank you for your interesting questions. That was super, super great. So I have to finish for today, but I'll be back next week as always. Here is next week's lesson information. All right, next week we are going to talk about how to maximize your review sessions. How to maximize your review sessions. I always talk about how important it is to review, so we're going to talk about what to do in your review sessions. That will be Wednesday, November 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, please Google it. Set a notification on YouTube, set a notification on Facebook, or if you follow me on Instagram, I always post a link and a topic reminder in my stories. So you can check that out if you follow me on Instagram. You can find the link for that below the video on YouTube. Okay? We have to finish there for today. So thank you for your awesome questions and all of your great comments. Don't forget to, if you want to download all of this free stuff, check it out. The link is below the video in the YouTube description. Or if you're watching on Facebook, check the link above the video. Okay? Phew, that was lots of preposition review, but it was super, super fun. So I will say goodbye for today. Have a great day. Thank you very much for liking and sharing the video. Super helpful. I will say goodbye. So have a good day, have a good night, have a good weekend, and I will see you again next time.